Here we go, guys. We've just picked up our brand new Caravan and we're all super excited to show you. So let's go. This is our titanium hardcore S3 22-foot rear club lounge, coming in at a tier weight of 3,276 kilograms and an ATM of 4.5 ton.
Proudly brought to you by iCheck TPMS.
All right, guys, we are totally thrilled on how this has actually turned out. And when we go through the van, you'll see why and how we chose this layout for our circumstances and what we've done. Now, I'd like to just say we did have a budget when we built this van, so there's a few things in here that we will cover as we go along of why we chose that particular item instead of maybe the next step up or something like that. So here's a disclaimer as well, guys. We've bought this Caravan, so this is not an ad for them, just people ask us to show our Caravan in case they are wanting to build something or they take some sort of idea out of our Caravan into their new Caravan, or even there's some stuff on this van that you can purchase aftermarket that you can add to your Caravan, and we can cover that as we go along as well. So this is not going to be a walk around of the van to show you every single little thing. I'm going to touch on stuff on the outside of the Caravan, what we think is important and why we chose it. Now, we put a video out not so long ago. We basically built this Caravan for or around our tow vehicle, and that was quite important. So there's the size of it, the weights of it, it's because we had the Chevy 2500. So another thing that what I like about titanium is they do a van from about a 15-footer right through. So if you only can tow 3.5 ton, titanium will have a product out there for you to suit your vehicle. We built this to suit our vehicle. So let's go. All right, to start off with, we'll start off with the base of the Caravan, which is the chassis. Now, there's a few things we've taken from our past Caravans, like we said in our past episode, and we've taken a little bit of everything and we've thrown in what we think is necessary. So we had a checklist, and one of my checklists was airbags, but unfortunately, no galvanized chassis. There's two reasons: cost and weight. And what we wanted to concentrate on the top of our list was power and water. Water being the big one. We've said it before, it's the biggest payload eater. So we're running the painted chassis with 4 water tanks, 460 litre water tanks on this Caravan, plus we've got a grey water tank. So that's, I think that equates to 640 litres of water. So you can see where the weights come in here. So that's why as we move on, you'll see we've had to can't get that because we wanted that. So we've got 640 litres of water underneath the Caravan, all plumbed in. Now, what I like about what Titanium done is they've isolated the tanks. So I've got 1 tank, 2 tanks, 3 tanks, 4 tanks. So if we're going to be doing like a quick stint across the Nullarbor, or quick stint up to Queensland, or quick stint anywhere, I can fill the 2 outer tanks and I can work my ball weight. And if I'm really going to go remote, I can fill all the tanks, because we've worked it out that it's a 4.5 ton van with my full water, our groceries, our clothing, etc. in the Caravan. It comes under the 4.5 ton. So big tick there. Airbags. Now here we go. I would have loved the ATX Cruise Master suspension. Again, cost and weight. We went 1 down to the XT Cruise Master suspension, but with airbags. So I reached out to a few people that run the XT, and really for what we do, it's just probably enough for what for the terrain that we go on. So like the Gib, the Cape, Arnhem Land, the Oodendata track, any dirt roads, the system seems to hold up. So we had to save some money there. Yes, if I had the money, if I could afford the weight, I most probably would have just gone the ATX, but I reckon we'll give it a good rundown, a good test, and I'm pretty sure it's going to hold up. Again, the rims and tyres, maybe, I'll be honest with you, I'll put my hand up, I've gone for looks. I've got 17-inch method race wheels to match the colour of the Caravan with the mud terrain tyres. My fuel economy is going to go through the roof. It was probably a stupid idea, but I'm going to make another episode on the Chevy. You'll actually be surprised at the fuel economy we got completely loaded coming up from Victoria. It'll be less than what you think. Drop in a comment in below if you want me to do a rundown on the Chevy, on the fuel economy. We get a lot of people say it's fuel guzzlers, but you'll be actually quite surprised.
Just trying to make up for your mud tyres.
So that's what it's running on. Otherwise, the rest is pretty simple. We'll jump up the front now quickly. We'll run through a few little bits and pieces and we'll get around to the back. Up the front here, we're still running the DO45 on this van. So we've been running the DO35 and the DO45s on our past 3 vans, I think it was. And it's probably the only thing on the market for this type of stuff. It's great, it articulates. There's loads of videos out there on it. We've also gone back, come around this way, Sue. We've also gone back to the Boss jockey wheel this time around. We had it before. We've gone back to the mechanical one, and we absolutely do. We do love, or at least I do, because I'm the one that's going unhitching and hitching the car. So we've gone with the Boss jockey wheel there. Up the front, you'll see we've got the composite gas bottles. That's another thing I'd like to touch on. We'll touch on the Caravan. The Caravan is a 95% gasless. We feed gas only to the barbecues, but we've gone this, again, weight. We'll cover that in a minute. It all comes down to weight, and there's things we put on this van that are heavy, so we had to try and reduce the weight elsewhere. Okay, regarding the toolboxes, this is the medium toolbox out of that titanium. They do one smaller, and they do the full one. Now again, it comes down to budget. I really loved titanium's other toolbox, but weight, cost, keep it down. We had a budget. We've gone for the medium toolbox, and I've got to say, these guys have thought of everything. They have a sister company now called Wool Fabrication, and the reason why they started this business, and there's a bit of stuff on here, is through COVID, the stuff they were getting, the quality was letting them down, so they decided to open up their own company. So this is all wool fabrication. You'll see the wool fabrication. I'll touch on it as I go along, but what I like about it, check this out. Everything is divided, and what I like about it is when you have a big toolbox with no divisions or anything like that, you tend to pack stuff in on top. You've got to pull stuff out to get to the back of it. This is all being designed, so this drawer up here slides out both ways. Oh, this slides out this way and slides out the other way, so you can access it. So I've divided up all my stuff, and you know what, we've only been in the Caravan for 2 weeks now, so we will actually work on where I think I've put everything where I feel I'm going to put it. Weber slide. Oh, this is the hose that goes to the gas bayonet. That slides all the way out, so somewhere for my barbecue. And I like this division. We pack our chairs in here, so they're quick and easy to get out and get back in. So the bigger one has very similar, and I think the smaller one has a very similar layout, except I think the bigger one, the door opens this way, and these ones open this way, and it's just slightly a bit smaller. So also weight and cost. That's one of the reasons why we went with that one. Up the front tunnel boot. I like the way the gas barbecue's there. It's opened up this, and we've got a full pull-out kitchen. Now, again, when we made that episode, we've learned in the past vans that we've had, there's a few things that we've taken out of each van, and the cooking outside for us is a big tick. We love to cook outside. Breakfast, I'm cooking on the barbecue, I can have the rice going, but a full pull-out stainless steel titanium kitchen with induction cooktop. Why induction cooktop? We find the gas outside, if it's a windy day, it tends to blow out. That's just my opinion. So we've gone with that. Nice storage up top here. I like the fact that they've put the shelf in above here. This is usable space now. And we use a vacuum cleaner can charge here. It's a bit messy. All my drills, tripods and stuff. And then you can also access this tunnel boot from the other side, which holds, yeah.
That's a lot of electrics. I like it.
And then you can get into the tunnel boot on the other side, which holds the jack for the Caravan, our ground sheet, ladder, telescopic ladder to get up and clean solar panels, etc, etc. We'll jump onto that in a minute. I don't want to bore you guys too much, but again, wool fabrication make these amazing tables. You can get them, you can buy these on the Campera website. I'll drop that down below as well for you. If you were doing a refurb on a caravan and you wanted to buy one of these, you can actually buy these from their sister company. Drop that down, mate. How good is that? Stainless steel, all on gas shocks. Listen to the clip on this. This is really 3 clicks. Heavy duty, holds the airbags, all on remote from Cruise Master. You can level the caravan out. TV, you can go out here with the, with your entertainment system, so I can put the telly out here if I want to watch. We didn't bother putting a speaker outside, again, cost, and to be honest with you, we just actually use a little sound bar, Bluetooth thing, and again, that serves 2 purposes. If we go down to the beach, or if I go down and sit down by the water, we can take it with us. If we're sitting down by the fire, like for instance, where we camped here, swing around, so we actually got the campfire down the bottom here. So you'd have to turn the music up pretty loud to be able to hear the music. And that's what we do. What I like about titanium, we'll jump inside now. I'll show you with the rear club lounge. They actually, instead of having to go inside, lift up the seat to access under the seats to put storage, they've put the hatches around the outside. So that's a bit of a mess. That's a bit of another storage thing that I need to sort out. The chairs don't quite fit in here, unfortunately, but it can house shoes, our first aid kit, some bits and pieces, our mat for outside, so when we pull up, I can just pull it straight out. So they've thought about it. Like, I think that's pretty cool. And I actually didn't even know they were going to do that. I didn't even ask for it, to be honest, so I like that. These things are that suctioned. We'll work on it. Now, coming around the back is the Wolf rear bar. This thing just looks the go, doesn't it? I mean, wow. Now, you must probably be thinking, how do I operate this? The ground does slope heavily from the rear of the caravan here where we parked up. So please don't go, how are you going to get that off? It actually doesn't look too bad if I'm standing on level ground. In the back here, we've got the pull-out drawer, which houses the fire pit, our mobile wash line, bits and pieces, wood box on the back, chuck the wood in, 2 jerry can holders. It sits pretty good in here. You can lock them up. Spare wheel on the back, work light on the back, mint. Come around, so inside this, under this seat, houses the hot water unit, the compressor for the airbags, and we're going to jump in and tell you about all of that when we jump inside. Got the power system behind the fridge again, save space. Again, you would have seen we've taken some bits and pieces out of our last caravans, and there you go. All very well neat and tidy. I will actually go into another episode about our power system, but this is all run by Enerdrive. The reason why I went Enerdrive this time, I've had Enerdrive before, I've had other power systems before. Enerdrive just works. Friends of ours we traveled with last year in their titanium had this Enerdrive system, and they just seemed to have power all the time. I couldn't understand it, so we basically replicated it. And I got to say, for 2 weeks we have not plugged in. We stayed at a caravan park. I did not even bother plugging in, and we're at 100% by 10 o'clock in the morning. That's all you wanted to do, is to work. But I reckon I can make a separate episode on what's going on here, and I can actually reach out maybe to Enerdrive to give me a little bit more intel on why this, why that, and how much, what's going on here. That all closes up. You can take those. You need a ladder. Yes, you do need a ladder for up there. Here's the other side of that tunnel boot. Like I said, houses a Starlink, ground sheet, my ladder for opening up that. Here's the other side, another jerry can holder on the front, and got all my tools. And like I said, this pulls out as well the other side. It's one drawer, so I can access stuff from this side, and I can pull it out and access stuff from that side. Hope that makes sense of how we come up with the design of this caravan. But absolutely, this colour come up a treat. We were quite worried about, because in the light, if you're inside, when I looked at it, look darker. It's like a pastel color. I love it. I almost forgot the roof. Oh, first off, in the top corner, that's the Wolf dust reduction system. Again, you can actually buy that off the Campera website. That's dust reduction system, and you can turn it on inside the tunnel boot. It's got 2 fans. You can have 1 fan on or 2 fans on to try and keep the dust out. And then we've managed to fit 7 200-watt solar panels on the roof. So that's 1,400 watts of solar on the roof of this van. Now just remember, the size of your caravan will determine how many solar panels you can actually get on the roof. If you're building like an 18-foot or 19-foot, you most probably could get 5 panels on the roof or 6 panels on. I don't know how many, but these guys managed to get 7 of them up there. So that's amazing. So 40, it's the most solar panels we've had on our caravan. Plus we can plug a blanket in. And like I said, 2 weeks on the road, we haven't plugged in yet. And we've had 100% at 10 o'clock in the morning. And that today we were 100%, I haven't even driven yet with the DC. So, and then we've just got the air conditioner on the roof. No TV aerial because I wanted the room for the solar panels. We use the Starlink and with the smart TV, and we just got all the apps on the TV, and we just do it like that, to be honest, or we watch on our phone. I don't know, maybe shot myself in the foot if we ever sell the van. It's got no TV aerial in it. And that's pretty much what we've managed to do on the roof. But that, guys, that's got the work light up the front. Oh, I forgot to mention, Titanium put these on. I am going to still run some sort of mesh from the car across to the van. I've just got to get around to it, measure it up and order it. But they do come standard with a deflector up the front. So when you pick the van up, if you need to still order your mesh or stone protector, whatever they call them, this will sort of protect the caravan when you pick the van up and head back home or your first trip. I haven't got it on yet. You can see we've been doing a little bit of exploring. But guys, yeah, awning up there. We've got the white and orange lights, pretty much a standard thing now. I think we've covered everything outside. From my side, I just love the way the caravan looks. Toes behind the car like a dream. That's important. So yeah, you guys can see why we've done what we've done. Like I said, cost and weight. Having the 460 litre water tanks underneath, that's where our weight's gone. Now let's jump inside and show you. Sue's been hanging for this because Sue's going to do the inside. She's going to give a rundown of why, how, and if she actually likes it, because I'll tell you now, I'm in love with the inside.
Welcome to the inside of our van, and this is the main reason why we decided to go with this caravan. It is a club lounge layout, and look, we've been in the van for 2 weeks, as Derek mentioned, and it has fundamentally absolutely changed the way we live our day to day. So one of the benefits about this layout is I can actually sit and work during the week uninterrupted. Derek doesn't have to walk behind me when I'm on video interviews or video meetings, and I've got my own dedicated space which gives Derek free reign of the caravan. He can come through the front door, he can use the kitchen, he can shower, he can stay in the room and watch telly, and he can be in a completely separate space. We can close off the doors if we need to, if he needs to take a phone call or if he wants to watch a movie while I'm working or have a nap. And vice versa. On weekends, I've already had a sneaky nap or two while Derek's been seated in the lounge area. So come on through and we'll show you the kitchen. Can we just stop and talk about the actual finishes in the caravan? So the wooden tops and waterfall bench top, absolutely love it. Look at the mood lighting, one of our absolute favorites. And sometimes it's in the small detail. So Nicole at Titanium actually spoke to me about putting a wooden strip at the back just for the finishing touch, which looks absolutely superb. And Derek loves this because it's actually in the warm white rather than that sort of bright stark white. Countertops are on either side of the kitchen, as well as your storage. There's plenty of storage. I'm not going to run you through every cupboard and drawer because there are obviously many. The one thing I will point out is that we've got the washing machine in the kitchen area, and that works really well. I have run that baby a few times with all my water and power on board. And yeah, we've been really surprised with the amount of space in this area, because normally it's quite narrow between your kitchen and your seating area, but this is literally massive.
I'd just like to add in, I have seen this layout and it's been sort of on my mind for the last sort of 2 years, to be fair. And we took a bit of a, not a gamble in it, because it's going to work for Sue's work situation, which is the number one on the list. But
it's very different.
I can't explain, with the club lounge around the back, right, how much space this area's actually got, eh?
Correct, 100%. And while you're down there, have a look at my herringbone flooring. I'm absolutely in love. So I actually wanted herringbone floors in my house and I didn't get that right, but I got it right in the Caravan. Also, small things we've learned on the road, bins. Have a look at this. Now this is a used bin, so please excuse, but you've got recycling in the back, and then you've got your bin in the front. And then you've got some really nice deep pot drawers, cooking, fully electric. And basically you just pop out the appliance onto the counter when you're using it, and you can pop it back away when you're not.
So I'd like just to add, yeah, so the inside of this Caravan is gasless. We have also opted for the diesel hot water and diesel heater combo in this Caravan, which is situated just under there, which is accessible by the hatch on the outside. So that's one benefit. And you must probably be asking why we don't need the vent in the door, because it's totally gasless.
Correct. And just showing you my gold tabs. Microwave. We have got a Dometic air conditioner unit, and we've got the Dometic fridge as well, which really works well, nice and cold. And look at this, yes.
That was my idea.
The white fronts were Derek's idea, so we spoke to Titanium and they let us put white panels in front, which we think looks phenomenal. And yeah, I mean, big amounts of space, so no problems there. Something that's really important to me is the pantry and somewhere to put all your food. So we have had this in one of our Caravans before, and now it is a cannot live without it scenario. So nice pantry space. We've just gone out and we bought ourselves a few little containers to organize and pack everything, and it's all in one place. It's easily accessible, and yeah, I mean, we've got loads of things in there.
I just wanted to jump in. I don't want to take anything away from Sue, but one of the reasons why we thought this layout would work for our situation moving forward is that if Sue's working just behind you on the L-shaped couch like she showed you, or the club lounge, I can literally shut the door. I can have a shower without having to worry I'll pop in to the background of her video calls. And it also almost becomes like a apartment where you've got an ensuite. And then I can also shut this one. And I can take...
I've got two opportunities.
Yep.
To shut you out.
Just wanted to touch, so composting toilets. We have had the Ogo toilet. We haven't had the Nature's Head, but friends of ours have had the Nature's Head. But another toilet sort of come to mind, and it's so hard to explain. So this is the tiny separate toilet. It doesn't use composting. You basically do your number 2 into a bag, and you do your number 1 same into the urinal bottle up the front, which is about a 9-litre bottle, and you tip that out. Then after a couple of times you've done a number 2, you just shut the bag, tie a knot, and you put it out. Now you must probably be thinking, I couldn't do that. Neither could I. Friends of ours that we travelled with in the high country had one, and I cannot explain it to you because I don't know the science behind it, but for some reason it just doesn't smell. Apparently when you mix a number 2, I hope I'm saying this right because I don't want to talk terrible. When you mix number 2 with a number 1, that's when a number 2 will smell. We've been using this for 2 weeks and it's got absolutely no smell. And another thing I like about it is you don't have to mix the composting, and you have to carry the composting blocks around with you. With the composter, you've got to get the texture right, otherwise it can turn into a complete nightmare, and it happened to us. But nothing against it. It's still better than a cassette toilet. We've tried this, and I tell you what, I can't believe how good it is. It just doesn't smell. It's weird, strange. I'm not going to show you. It is in operational, and it is no smell.
The shower's a good size.
It is a very generous size bathroom. We using these instead of the suction lock from Bunnings and that. I saw this on Instagram and I bought these for Sue. You can buy each and 1 and 8 sticky to it, like Sue's got it for a razor, and we hang a little spongy thing on it. But generous size shower.
And into the bedroom. So this van was a 21-foot 6 van. When we did the factory tour with Jason at Titanium, he recommended that we stretch it from a 21.6 to 22 foot. And we decided to put the additional space in the bedroom, because the one thing about this layout is it can be really tight getting around the bed, but by stretching it to a 22 foot, it just gives us the additional space to come around the bed. So it was 100. How much did you add?
I think it was like 100 mil, 150 mil.
So, I mean, I can make it in and out comfortably. So it was a really good idea to stretch that. So thank you, Jason. We've obviously got Derek's Gigantor TV. The first thing he did was run out and get himself an oversized TV for the bedroom, because you know he loves his telly. And then, yeah, we've got our little pockets on either side. I don't think it's a secret that I've got sleep apnea, so I actually tuck my sleep apnea machine in the back and it's out the way. And then really good size cupboards that we've sort of packed out, and a drawer and a cupboard down next to the bed. Big windows, so fantastic airflow.
Yes, look at the size of that.
Side to side.
Side to side.
We went with 2 fans. We've always had 2 Sirocco fans in the bedroom just to help circulate the air. And as Derek mentioned earlier, this is the inside of the dust reduction system. You can see
how nice that looks, eh?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
It's such a homely feeling caravan, isn't it? Like the colours we chose are just mint.
It is I'm very, very happy with the finishes and the interior of this caravan.
I've got to say, it's actually minimalistic, really, with white cupboards. Just a touch of that sort of leather in the club lounge with the gold handle, gold tapware, and the wooden countertop. Not everything, just kept it really nice and simple.
So that was an additional selection, just having the full-size leather headboard. If you come, sorry, I know this is total woman things, but there's the wooden finish behind again. And talking about the full-length leather behind the bed, come through and have a look at what we did with the couch. So we actually opted to go full leather on the kickboards all the way down to the floor, and I think that just makes it plush. It's also easier to clean, and again, a recommendation from Nicole at Titanium. That woman is superb, so thank you. And that's it really. I mean, I'm sure I've missed a couple of things, but I just can't believe how comfortable we've been in the space, how practical the space has been, and we're only 2 weeks in, so we'll keep you updated. But anything from you, love?
Yeah, I'd just like to touch on 1 or 2 things. A lot of you guys said that like we should take a bunk van and put a desk in for Sue. That has been on my list for about since we left. I said if we ever got an opportunity to build a new van, but resale value. If we took bunks out of a van and put a desk in for Sue, the amount of work that's got to go back in to put the bunks back into a caravan to sell it for a resale. Not everyone has the opportunity to work like Sue on the road, or does work like Sue on the road. So this is why we sort of chose this layout. Like we said previously in an episode, it's a layout that's been on the market. It's been on our radar, and we've taken the go, and 2 weeks we absolutely love it. Like we thought that room would be pokey. It's definitely not. We're actually so comfortable in this caravan. It's unbelievable. Another thing I'd like to just touch on, you lose one cupboard to all the power. This has become like with a TV. There's a TV that goes inside the lounge area as well. All your information neat and tidy. I mean, you can't ask for more radio. We do have a stereo inside, and we can play the telly through. And then I forgot to mention as well, this has got 900 amps of inner drive lithium batteries in it. The reason why we got 900 amps of lithium is obviously Sue works full time. We run the Starlink pretty much 14 hours of the day. There is now a 12 volt sort of version of Starlink. We're going to try and see when we can get hold of that for ourselves and try that out. That's only going to benefit ourselves a bit. And that's when we're really going to push the power system and see how it actually operates. Because when we say it's been, you know, it's fully charged at 10 o'clock, the inverter's on, we're cooking. But when we plug the Starlink and we run the Starlink, I think I've worked it out. The Starlink for us, charging a laptop and blah, 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 draws about 20 amps an hour. And we're going to see how much solar we can get on top of that to see if we can get back up to that 100%. But man, oh man, how good is this?
Now, I know we said that this wasn't an advert, but I just have to say one thing, because literally standing here looking at you, just the quality of finishes, if you look around the van, are top spec. And it's gotten a bit darker since we started, so the strip lights are starting to come out more as a feature. And just even the fact that the strip light is recessed into the cabinetry, so that's flash, just phenomenal. And yeah,
Well, yeah.
just loving the ambience.
That's our Caravan and our home on wheels. And yeah, what a journey it's been. And thank you for the guys that to take their time for us to do this and be patient with us to try and figure everything out as we went along the way. So thank you. And yeah, thank you for everyone's support. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions regarding this Caravan, you can flick us a message or get in touch with Titanium themselves. There's the lovely ladies there would love to run you through. They've got photos of this Caravan for you and all the information if you wanted to know, or you can reach out to us. But yeah, guys, that's it. Can't wait to see where this Caravan takes us, where we're going to push the limits to. And we'll catch you back on the road when we're actually traveling full time in this Caravan. So from myself, Sue and Bobby, guys, thank you so much. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll see you. See ya.